Because I love you too much, baby. That song's been stuck in my head since yesterday when I finished watching this. Army of the Dead. This was actually better than what I thought it was. Like, when I watched it, I thought, yeah, this is quite enjoyable. This is pretty fun. But when I went through the list of things I liked, I was like, wow, there's actually a lot to appreciate about this movie, I feel. So anyway, I really like this movie for the most part. Like, it's very fun. It's very different for Zack Snyder, I feel. Especially from his previous movies that are much more serious. This is very different in that regard. And I think for the better, especially for this movie. Anyway, let's get into it. So, there's some visuals I very much like in this. I'm just going to go through them real quickly. Camera composition, the lighting, and color palette. Now, those two particular things, lighting and color palette, wow. This movie is so different compared to most Zack Snyder films. Like, it looks really pretty. It looks beautiful. Honestly, it's very nice to look at. Yeah, that looks cool.
Come on, guys, let's go out. Let's get this thing out.
The, like, orange, yellow, and the fire, and then the blue. It's looking good. Look at that. Real nice. Ooh. Very slight dolly in from out of the thing. That looks cool, that shot. Huh. The lighting is fantastic in this scene. Like, really. This is very different for a Zack Snyder film. My god, this looks awesome. I feel like a lot of Zack Snyder films, when I watch them, I kind of flip back and forth between, oh, it looks good and not so good. But this one, I'm all for it. Like, this looks pretty awesome at the moment. Color palette, the way the focus looks, composition is not bad. The lighting looks good too. It's not bad at all. It honestly really surprised me how different it looked. And then just overall, the movie was well shot. Like, the camera composition, it didn't look boring and average. There was shots, the way it was done, it looked good. And particularly in some action parts, especially later on in the film, with this Dave Bautista bit, I really liked how that was shot. It was really well done. It was not too many cuts, and it was just really nice shots, I thought. But yeah, lighting and color palette was a huge surprise for me, and I very much appreciated that aspect of it. Alright, so the next thing is the acting. Now, I wouldn't say the acting was, everyone was in their A game, but since this movie was very fun and very enjoyable, I thought the actors served that kind of criteria well. Like, they took their role seriously, but they were fun, they were fun and enjoyable, kind of like how Predator was. Like, you wouldn't say those actors were like phenomenal, but they were good for what the film was. They were not terrible, they didn't bring the movie down, they actually kind of helped the tone in a sense. So I thought the acting was pretty solid. The next thing is the main character. Now, this is something that surprised me. A certain kind of concept the main character has I particularly liked. It's something to do with, he kind of assumes the worst with certain characters. Like, there's a certain character with his daughter, and then there's this other character, and he kind of assumes the worst with them. He kind of assumes that he did this certain thing in the past, and he feels that they haven't forgiven him for it. And I like that aspect where how he was just like, he was not sure. And so he just assumed the worst, that they thought the worst of him. So he just kept his distance from them. And then once he actually started to talk to them in the film, once he was around them, he started to realize, oh man, I've thought of this all wrong.
I never blamed you for that. Ever.
Well, I don't get it. If it wasn't what happened, what the hell was it?
It's not the fact that you killed my mother. It's that you never showed up after, okay?
Yeah, he assumed. He assumed that's what it was. He was distant.
Talk about it.
I'm happy. Well, I'm fine. I just thought that maybe
I thought I fucked her up.
Yeah, assuming. Yeah. Sometimes it's not as bad as what you think. And I really like that aspect because I feel like people in real life are kind of like that with certain things. Something happens and they assume that that person hates them then, which is entirely the opposite. They actually, would prefer them to be around them and try and work it out, but they're just gone. So I liked that idea in the film. I liked the kind of that main character and that kind of concept that's in it. So props to that. Alright, so the next thing, plenty of this, brutal and shocking moments, particularly this neck snap. It comes out of nowhere. My goodness, the way that happened, like the certain thing happens with the main character, he sets things up, and then just wham, this thing happens.
I know where she went. She's my daughter. I brought her here. I'm going to get her back.
All right, I'm coming with you.
No, you're not.
I'm not gonna let you go out there alone.
Thank you.
Oh shit. Oh, they use the elevator and shit? Well, damn. You snapped that neck clean, what the hell? I was genuinely surprised. Yeah, just overall being a zombie film, Army of the Dead and stuff, it's got gore and all that, and it definitely sets up stakes with that type of thing. Yo, what the fuck? These things... Alright, you don't fuck with that. These are more like some I Am Legend fucking creatures, or mutants, And yeah, you feel the tension of it, which is something I'll talk about a bit later as well. Next thing are badass moments, especially this one moment with Dave Bautista in the casino later on in the film. Yeah. I won't lie, this is a pretty badass moment with Batista just messing fools up. Oh, the money. Cool. I said it, gun's got some ammunition in it. Oh yeah, I guess it is a pretty big magazine. Damn. Loved that scene. That was probably one of my favorite kind of action type scenes. It was really cool. Nice like wide shots. Yeah, I thought that was really well done. But yeah, just overall, these characters are pretty badass. Oh, she's still holding it up. Going like John Wick on them. But even though they're badass, there's still a lot of tension, which is the next thing I will bring up. Yeah, so the tension in this film, the movie sets up, it's like a heist film, right? And so it being a heist film, they have this plan, and I really felt like they were on top of it. Like, they were in a bad environment, yes, but I felt like a lot of their plans seemed, like it would work out.
96 hours left. The government has already moved more than half of its military presence out of the quarantine zone, which makes it vulnerable. I want you to put together a team and get it out.
Jesus.
In exchange,
There's no fucking around in this scene, it's just bang, straight to the point. Oh wow, they made this whole fucking model for it and everything.
fly into Vegas. It's restricted airspace, but you can fly out. There is an abandoned rescue helicopter on top of the North Tower, Southern. If you coordinate and communicate, this should be a simple in and out.
And then, no. This is pretty tense. It's like dominoes. No. Oh man. Oh shit.
It appears that mounting anger from humanitarian groups would cause the bombing to be postponed indefinitely. The administration has made the dramatic choice to not postpone the bombing, but rather to move it up by a full 24 hours.
Oh shit.
Sunset tonight.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, shit is about to hit the fan. Oh my god.
Alright. I'm just giving it a wash and wax, so hurry up. Just waiting on you, man. All set.
Oh my god. I hope it's all set. Oh my gosh. Just things keep piling up. And you're like, oh my goodness, they are in a bad spot. And the last thing, and this is something that was surprising, and I've kind of already mentioned it, but this movie was really quirky in regards to the text style they used being pink, and just the color palette, just things, and the way the acting was, and just the way the movie kind of was. It was quirky and fun.
Any idea what the hell we're on? Why we need all this firepower to protect it?
You probably don't want to know.
To the original copy of the Constitution, but the one written in the Founding Fathers' blood.
Right. We're like, Bigfoot.
I was thinking more like headpiece of the staff of Ra, or Amelia Earhart, but alive.
Definitely a bit more lighthearted already, this movie, which is cool. I'm liking it. Oh wow. This is... Are you for real? This is how it happens? Wow. That's how it happened. Oh my gosh. This is definitely more quirky than what Zack Snyder usually does, which I'm totally for. This is pretty cool. Oh shit, man. You are so fucked. Poor bastard. Sucks to be that guy. Is it? What the fuck is that? Oh shit.
What is this? Valentine.
Jesus Christ.
This goddamn zombie tiger.
Wow, okay.
That's crossing the line.
It's not as freaky as that bear. It's not as freaky as that bear in Annihilation. That's something else. For real, that scene is insane.
What's this, Louise? Determined should be releasing right now.
Huh.
Oh wow, it's so scary.
Oh shit. I was wondering why they did that.
Fuck, that was supposed to be non-lethal. It has to be good old tobacco. Guess it works really well. So is that it, Dina? Is it safe now?
Yeah, no. No. Oh my god. Oh shit.
That's probably clear.
I don't know. And that really threw me off being a Zack Snyder film. So, yeah, props to him. And I know Dawn of the Dead was pretty quirky, but I think this takes it up another notch, honestly. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Like, I thought this was a really fun movie, very entertaining. Even though it is rather long, I didn't really feel the runtime. It kind of gets to the point pretty quickly. They're the 9 things that I liked about Army of the Dead. There's probably a lot more to appreciate even about it, actually. But that's kind of what I found this time anyway. But yeah, I found this really enjoyable, surprisingly enjoyable. Like, I kind of saw stills of the film and I was like, wow, this looks very different for a Zack Snyder film. And yeah, I was right. It is rather different. He uses a lot of slow-mo, like some of his other films, and it sometimes did get to me a little bit. But yeah, like for the most part, it's not too overbearing, I guess. I wouldn't give it a point for it because slow motion. I don't mind slow motion for things. I prefer it when it really blends in and you don't even notice it. Like, that's really cool. But for the most part, yeah, this movie, I noticed it. Alright, so that's it for this video. Tell me your thoughts on it. Like, there's probably more things you liked and appreciate about it, or maybe you didn't like the film. Just love to have a conversation in the comments below. And yeah, catch us next time.